Am I wrong for saying no when a grocery store employee brought me a broom and dustpan? I was grocery shopping at Aldi's with my 3 kids who are 4, 2, and 18 months. At checkout, I was loading the groceries onto the belt while the cashier was ringing me up. Well, when the cashier scanned the groceries, she put them in the cart that the other customer had left behind. And that's not an issue. That's honestly standard Aldi procedure, but I'm just saying because it's relevant. Well, once the groceries were all scanned and paid for, I asked the cashier if it would be okay if I could keep my cart as well, especially because now that the groceries were bagged up, the kids and the groceries wouldn't all fit in the cart. I even offered to bring back the extra cart directly to her once I was done. The cashier did say that no, I couldn't do that because she had no other cart. Well, I looked behind me and noticed there was one other customer and he only had 5 things on the belt and nothing else in his cart. Well, I moved my 18-month-old into the other cart and my 4 and 2-year-old, I just had them stand close to the cart. I'm trying to load up the remainder of the groceries into the cart as fast as I can, while I'm also trying to wrangle in my 4 and my 2-year-old because let's be honest, they've been in this store long enough. Well, the cashier must have been watching us because she walked over to me and handed me a broom and dustpan. She told me that when I was done, I could clean up the snack that my toddler had dropped. I looked under where he was sitting and he had indeed dropped about 10 to 15 Teddy Grams. Honestly, he probably did it on purpose, but it would have taken all of 7 seconds and 2 sweeps for her to just sweep it up. I looked over at her register and noticed that there was already a new cashier and there weren't any customers. I looked back at the lady and I asked her if she was telling me that I needed to sweep. She said yes, that she had already swept up some of the ones that he had dropped over by her register. I asked her if she was serious. She can clearly see me trying to put groceries away and wrangle my kids. There's 2 available cashiers doing absolutely nothing, and she's coming over here asking me to sweep up some Teddy Grams. Before I continue, I just want to make it clear that it's not about the Teddy Grams. Had she not come over, I would have noticed them walk to the front of the cart, picked them up, and thrown them in the trash on my way out. Kids are messy, and I regularly pick up after them in public. This also includes when we go out to restaurants and they make a mess on the floor. I clean up after my kids. I always try to be a respectful patron, but the fact that this employee brought me over a broom and dustpan for the sole purpose of trying to make a point really chapped my hide. So I told her no, that handing me a broom was terrible customer service. This employee then proceeded to call the manager on me. Why? I have no idea. Anyways, the manager asks me what happened, and I'm fuming at this point. So I proceed to give her an earful. She was nice enough and told me that they would be speaking with the employee. I apologized for being upset and I reassured her that she did nothing wrong. And then I left. So am I wrong? Honestly, I feel like normally I would have just laughed, thanked her for the broom, and then swept up. Then I would have probably just been peeved about it and kept it to myself, honestly. But something about that interaction really bothered me today. This person, already seeing me struggling to juggle groceries and a kid, decides that now is the best time to hand me a broom. But just tell it to me straight. Was I wrong?